Hey hockey fans, welcome into another matchup preview, or should I say recap. Pat Strong joined by the voice himself, Rhett McGibbon, and today we're going to talk about the men's Division II team. And Rhett, the Flames close out the semester with two big and impressive wins against conference foe Stevenson.
Yeah, Stevenson, this is a team that I wasn't expecting as much out of them as they gave.
Yes.
And they've got a goaltender, Dushenko, who played some NCAA D3, and then is with their club program now, great goaltender. Flames did a great job of getting pucks past him with some screens and some quality shots. But the Friday night game, or Saturday game at least, he was putting on a clinic, and Liberty stuck with it. And the biggest thing, in years past, we've seen Flames teams get frustrated. When things aren't going their way, you start taking dumb penalties because you're getting angry, and that has led to their demise. But not the case, not the case. They kept their composure, eventually found the back of the net, played a real solid defensive game, and won 4-0.
Yeah, and then obviously they were able to put the offense more on display on that Saturday game, winning 10-5. But I think what's been more impressive, especially you look at their last about 5 to 6 games, a lot of guys, especially top-end guys that play in your top 9 on offense or forwards, were getting out of the team because of injuries. Yeah. And they found a way to still plug in guys in different places and change the lines up a bit. And it's like the offense didn't skip a beat.
Yeah, and a lot of credit goes to, like you said, they're younger players that were playing in bottom 6 roles. One guy that comes to mind is Snyder. And watching him play, I think this is a kid that has the potential to be a leading scorer eventually one day in the next few years for Liberty Hockey, probably his junior, senior season. This is a guy that's going to run the show. And I got after him a couple games ago just about always driving to the middle, trying to cut to the middle when he entered the offensive zone. It looks like he's cleaned that up and he's driving wide now, get more pucks on net. And I like the way his game is evolving and maturing, and he's going to be a real weapon. It kind of reminds me of Freeman. Remember Freeman his first year here? He's a kid that are like, okay, this guy has another level. He's good, but he has another level that he's going to get to. A lot of raw talent. Yeah, this is Snyder.
Yeah, and his junior year, he really did break out. And I'll give Rhett credit because he said it actually in one of the broadcasts in his first game. He's like, this guy's on the 4th line, but this guy will be a top-line player before he's done. Yeah. And he'll be one of the top guys in this nation. But that's the kind of hockey IQ this guys have. But moving on to some hockey talk, obviously, let's talk about next semester because the Flames coming in #1 in the Southeast and also top 10 team in the nation, according to the ratings. Yeah. Talk a little bit about, though, now the target and the goal kind of starts getting obviously dialed in for the second half of the season.
Yeah, you got to think of the second half of the season for the Flames is really, it's your playoff run. You don't really have anything else to worry about. It's just making sure that your game is at the epitome of what it can be. You've got 2 great goaltenders. They both can lead you to victory on any given night. Your defense is, I don't want to say surprisingly good, but I'm sure a lot of people wondering, you come back and you've got 3 guys that played Division III last year, and they step into your top 6, but you haven't been able to really notice the difference. They've played well. And then the leadership of Niederer and Flanders has been tremendous as well. And this is a team that seems to have their head screwed on right. And one thing I really liked is on the Saturday game against Stevenson, things were getting chippy. And I was actually down by their locker room in between second and third period, like I said. And just the communication between the players to one another was great. Just talking about, hey, let's stay above this. We don't want to get caught up in the extracurricular activities. And it was nothing like, let's go get these guys and let's start at Donnybrook. Nothing like that. Their head was in the right place. And that spoke volumes to me of how far this team can go. If they can remain like that mindset and keep moving forward, and there's going to be games like that. You're going to get a team, I don't know if this team's going to have to go to regionals, but let's say that's the case, or at nationals. They're going to just try to muck it up with you in that game because they know you have a real high-end skill set, and they're going to try to beat you in the trenches. If they can just keep grinding, keep working their way through, and eventually their skill set will take over, this is a bright future for this D2 team this season.
And obviously, talking about the bright future, let's take a look because we talked about this before. This is kind of, you could see the makings of a championship window happening for this team over not just this season, next year, and even the year after that because they're still so young. But yeah, let's talk about obviously one thing of the game that you would like to see them clean up, especially going into the spring.
I think they can, and this is getting really nitpicky, and this is a team that does a ton of things well. So for me to be narrowing in on something this small is saying a lot about them, okay? But the one thing I want to get after them about is just not every shot has to be a top shelf snipe. And sometimes you'll see the Flames clear the zone on the power play, or they have offensive zone time and they're just dominating and they're trying to go bar down or pick a corner. And and it goes off the end glass and rolls out, right? And I like the way they activate their defense. So that's part of it. If they had a guy just sitting back on the far point, maybe the puck wouldn't go out. They have guys pinching in and being aggressive, which I personally like. Like, go for it all day long. But if you go pad and get rebounds, you're going to see goals being created from that. So you're creating offense through your shot. So if you can use the pads, and a great example of this was game 1, Carter coming down the wing. He goes off the pad, far side. You got Soupy Campbell coming in that either gets it back on goal or pushes across. Eventually, Carter scores. The puck came back to him. That was just a hockey goal in the true sense of the word. And I don't think Carter was going to score if he shot it cleanly off the 2-on-1. But what he did was he got the goaltender moving. He got their defensive situation in a little bit of disarray. And then, boom, the puck comes back to him and he scores. And that's the beautiful part. If they can start taking those opportunities that provide themselves, if you're not seeing an open gap in the goaltender, create offense through your shot by using the pads as a way of getting the puck to a more dangerous place on the ice.
Well, Rhett, always thank you for your insight, and also thank you for the education, taking us to school here.
Yeah.
But yeah, obviously, thank you for all the work you've done this semester, and we'll be back at it again next year. In the meantime, if you haven't done it already, I don't know why you haven't been waiting, but make sure to follow the Flames on social media, and always remember one thing when it comes to this season, that
Jesus is the reason for the season.
Pat Strawn, Rhett McGibbon, thanks for tuning in. Have a happy new year.